Hello students, today let us see Unit 5, the world of animals. First let us see biodiversity. What does biodiversity means? Bio means life, the living organisms. Diversity means variety. So the variety of living organisms are called biodiversity. Biodiversity may be defined as the variety and variability among living organisms and habitats. Biodiversity may be defined as the variety and variability among living organisms and habitats. The term biodiversity refers to the totality of species, population, communities and ecosystem, both wild and domestic. The totality of species means the living organisms. The living organisms like animals, birds. Population means number of living organisms. Communities means interacting with one another and with other animals, plants, air, water and soil around them. Ecosystem means ecosystem is nothing but a habitat and all the living organisms that live in it. So the term biodiversity refers to the totality of species, population, communities and ecosystem, both wild and domestic. Community is divided into two types. They are biotic community and abiotic community. Living things form a biotic community and non-living things form a abiotic community. Next, habitats. A habitat is a place where living things live. Habitats are different and have different characteristics: temperature, soil, sunlight and water. The habitat provides the animals or plants with food, water, space and shelter. Next, living organisms. Living organisms are made of small units called cells. Living things or living organisms are made of small units called cells. Organisms divided into two types according to their number of cells. They are unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms. Organisms that only have a single cell is called unicellular organisms. Organisms consist of many cells are called multicellular organisms. The unicellular organisms are amoeba, bacteria and paramecium. The multicellular organisms are plants and animals. Next, let us see unicellular organisms. Unicellular organisms have only one cell. These organisms do all the things needed for their survival within that one cell. An amoeba is a unicellular organism. It takes in or ingests or other unicellular organisms for food to get energy. Unicellular organisms also respond to their environment, get rid of waste, grow and reproduce. Unicellular organisms include both prokaryotes and some eukaryotes. Some examples of unicellular organisms: paramecium, yeast, euglena, amoeba and bacteria. Next, let us see structure of amoeba. We know amoeba is an unicellular organism. It does all the activities like digestion, locomotion, respiration and reproduction within the same cell. The amoeba has a cell membrane in the outer cell, and the cell membrane protects the cell. The cell membrane is flexible and porous. It allows the amoeba to change shape. It has the cytoplasm inside the cell. The cytoplasm is a living substance which contains all the chemical reactions necessary for life. Next, it has the nucleus. The nucleus is a large disc-shaped nucleus found in the cell. Contractile vacuoles are present. The contractile vacuole removes excess water to the outside from time to time. Next, food vacuole. For microscopic organisms are digested and then exist through the structure called a food vacuole. Digestive vacuole. The digestive vacuole is a cavity responsible for digestion in the amoeba. Next part, it has the next part is pseudopodium. Pseudopodium means false food. The amoeba move by stretching its cytoplasm into finger-like extensions called pseudopodia. Next, let us see paramecium. Paramecium is also unicellular organisms which lives in water and moves with the help of cilia. Next, Euglena. Euglena is an unicellular animal which moves with the flagellum. Multicellular organisms. Organisms that are made of many cells are called multicellular organisms. In such organisms, different functions are carried out by different groups of cells in their body. They are composed of tissues, organs, and organ systems. For example, jellyfish, earthworms, snails, fish, frog, snakes, pigeon, tiger, monkey, and man. Organisms have the different systems, different organ systems to perform different functions. The different organ systems are made of organs. Organs are made of tissues. Tissues are made of cells. The differences between unicellular and multicellular organisms. Unicellular organisms are made up of single cell. They can perform all the functions of life. They are very small in size. They do not have the tissues, organs, and organ systems. The growth occurs by an increase in the size of the cell. For example, amoeba, paramecium, and euglena. Multicellular organisms. The multicellular organisms are made up of many cells. Different cells perform different functions. They are mostly large in size. They are seen through the naked eyes. They are composed of tissues and organ systems. Growth occurs by an increase in the number of cells by cell division. For example, earthworms, fish, frogs, lizard, and human beings. Next, let us see adaptation in animals. What is adaptation? The presence of the specific body features for certain habitats which enable a plant or an animal to live in a particular habitat is called adaptation. The presence of specific body features for certain habitats which enable a plant or an animal to live in a particular habitat is called adaptation. Let us analyze the adaptation seen in fishes for their aquatic life. The body of the fish is divided into three parts. They are the head, trunk, and the tail of the fish. Its body shape is a streamlined shape. So the streamlined body shape helps the fish to move through the water easily. The fish has a special organ called gills. It is the respiratory organ which helps to absorb oxygen dissolved in water for breathing. It is adapted to breathe in water. Most of the fishes have slippery scales all over the body which protect the body. The fish has fins for fast swimming. The fish has a strong tail fin which acts as a rudder to change direction and keep its body balanced in water. Next, let us analyze the adaptations seen in frogs. A frog or amphibians. A frog lead a dual mode of life, living both in water and land. They are phyclothermic animals. Phyclothermic means warm-blooded animals. Frogs are warm-blooded animals. Their body is divided into head and trunk with two pair of limbs. During the larval stage, frog respire with the help of the gills, and the adult frog respire through skin, lungs, and pacopharyngeal region. Next, let us see the adaptations in lizards. Lizards are scaly-skinned reptiles that are usually distinguished from snakes by the procession of legs. It has movable eyelids and external ear openings. They mostly live in warm regions. Most lizards are quadrupedal. Quadrupedal means walk with four legs. Most of the lizards are walk with four legs and have a powerful limbs also. Some lizards are able to run bipedally with two legs. Some lizards have a capacity to rotate the head around the head joint. They breathe through lungs. They eat most of the lizards eat the variety of insects like mosquitoes and cockroaches with sharp projections on the tongue adapted for the grabbing and holding. Some lizards like dinosaurs have the web in the toes, and few lizards are able to glide and parachute the air and make safe landings. Next, let us see the adaptations in birds. Birds have streamlined body covered with feathers. This body shape provides a minimum resistance to air. They have a beak instead of mouth. They breathe through lungs. They have a pair of wings that are modified for limbs. They have hollow and light bones. Usually we see birds fly. However, they can also hop, move, run, etc. on the ground and the perch well on the branches of a tree with the help of a pair of clawed feet. The tail of the bird helps to control the direction of the movements. They have strong chest muscles which help them withstand the pressure of the air while flapping their wings during flight. At a time, birds can see one object with one eye and the another object with another eye. This vision is known as the binocular vision. Next, let us see the adaptations in camels. Camel live in a hot desert where water is scarce. The camel has long legs with help it to keep its body away from the hot sand in the desert. A camel can drink a large amount of water when it is available and store it in the body. The camel's body is adapted to save water in the dry desert in the following ways. A camel passes small amount of urine. Its dung is dry and it does not sweat. Since the camel loses very little water from its body, it can live for many days without drinking water. A camel's hump has fat stored in it. In case of energy requirement, a camel can break down stored fat for nourishment. A camel has large and flash padded feet, which help it to walk easily on the soft land. Thus, it is called sheep of the desert. Camel has long eyelashes and hairs to protect its eyes and ears from the blowing dust. It can keep its nostrils closed to avoid dust during the sandstorms in the deserts. Let us see some adaptive features of animals from different habitats. First, let us see the polar bear. Polar bear lives in the polar region. It has thick skin and white fur for its protection. Next, penguin. Penguin lives in polar region. It has paddle to swim, walk with 2 legs. Mountain goat. Mountain goats lives in mountains. It has strong hooves for running and has a long hair to protect from cold. Lion lives in a forest. It is a strong and fast runner. It has a strong claws to catch prey.